So, Peter,
Yes. Hi.
this is somehow a three-dimensional grid structure. What is it about? How does it work? This is a sample I took out of your showroom.
Yeah. So this is the core element of the grid-to-shell structure. Means this is a nodal element which takes all the twisted and slopes of the structure that you see there. The profiles are all 90-degree cut, square cut, and then they have to be opened that you can have access for
I can see the
bolting.
bolts left and right. Ah, wonderful. But this is a very big opening, isn't it?
This is a pretty big opening, but to have access to the screws to apply the right torque, so that you have the right preload for the screw
So
system.
that there's space to move something.
Yes.
That's the reason for the
So, but at this structure you don't see a lot of profiles with this kind of opening because they are opened from the top,
a different setup.
which means that you don't see any openings or lids or caps on the side, which is then much more. Most of the architects like this approach. The only problem that we have in this case, we're weakening the structure a bit.
As a system. Now, this is the aluminum profile, then there comes gaskets, glass, all the bits and pieces, normally a cover cap. But here we're going to see a structural glazing solution.
Yeah.
So no cover cap as a setting, but then flash silicon at the top
The
surface.
weather sealing, yeah.
And this is the object itself. So it's a three-dimensional grid structure, positioned here as a showcase, situation. And we see the sealant being brought in position, also the glass being brought in position. Can you talk a bit about this part?
So what you see here is of course, the structural glazing fixing with the toggles, and then you see the drainage gasket system. So we have the main rafter gasket that runs from the highest point to the drainage point, and then you have overlapping gaskets with two other levels. So the blue one is the next lower level, and the white one is the highest level, which means the blue one is draining to the red, and the white is draining to the blue and then to the red. So this is
So that's also the reason why there's color coded. It's actually the line of the water drainage system, the height.
So when you plan it, then you have to know, and then you can inform the people doing the installation where the red, the blue, and the white goes.
Nice quality detail, nice quality glass structure going to be sealed, and then the whole thing is a kind of a flush surface with, say, this size of structure.
And what kind of glass setup you have is according to thermal requirements, and also whether it's a step-on glass or what kind of.
Now we see the gaps open. What will happen here?
So the guy who will apply the weather sealant then fill these holes, the gaps, with some pre-filler, and then it's sealed with weather sealant, and then
So it's silicon at the very end, flush.
Yeah.
Additional, we see that they also have versions where they have this kind of fabric mesh being open, and here the whole facade actually works as a sun shading device.
Yeah.
Which is situations where you're only looking for sun shading.
Yeah.
Spit handshake.
That's the classic one.
Yeah. Perfect. Thanks.
Thank you very much.